These are little baby jewel weeds. So I just want to show them to you because sometimes they're hard to recognize if we don't already know what they are until they flower. And they'll either get yellow or orange, kind of horn-shaped flowers, depending on which species they are. Okay, here we have what is most likely Queen Anne's lace because the stems are hairy. And what they say is that Queen Anne has hairy legs. But I wanted to show you this because it's a great example of a leaf of a plant in the carrot family. And we never, ever, ever, ever want to ingest anything in this family unless we are absolutely 100% sure that we know what it is. So I would not harvest this plant at all unless it had flowers on it. And I was for sure that's what it was. So I just wanted to show you that so you could get familiar with what this family looks like. And here's a little shot of the Cane River because who doesn't need a little river medicine in their life? Here's a plant that I have a particular fondness for. It's Artemisia vulgaris, also known as mugwort. And so the main thing I wanted to point out about it is that the undersides of the leaves are kind of fuzzy and appear kind of silver or whitish. And you can definitely smell it. When you smell it, there's not really much else I can think of that smells like it. So you can get to know that one pretty well. It's pretty weedy and grows pretty widely. It spreads really easily. And next to the mugwort is some yarrow. A lot of folks probably already know this one, but I just wanted to show it. Its Latin name is Achillea millefolium, so named after Achilles. And millefolium means 1,000 leaves because it looks like it has 1,000 leaves. Can you see that? Holy moly. There it is in the aster family. Here's one of the other species of plantain, Plantago lanceolata, which means lance leaf. So a shape like a lance, if you know what a lance looks like. Bluebell likes it. But basically it just means that it has pretty parallel edges to the leaves. And we're going to notice those parallel veins. And also that the plant grows in a basal rosette. So not like basil, the herb, but basil, like the base of the plant. All the leaves are at the base of the plant, and it grows kind of in a spiral, like a rose. So take note of that. It's in this kind of river bottom land. It really likes to grow anywhere where the soil is compacted. This is one of the Fleabanes. There's quite a few of them, but I just wanted to show you one of them, and also a good example of the aster family. So we can tell that flower looks a lot like a daisy, which is also in the aster family, and that's usually a good indication, though they don't all have that same shape, but a lot of them do. This is a young willow tree, and I'll zoom out a little bit here so maybe you can see it a little bit better. They're a little hard to tell until you really get used to them, but I just wanted to show it to you now because they're flowering, and those flowers are very beautiful. And it's in this river bottom land also, so it's super duper wet right here, so it's really happy growing here. And then, interestingly enough, in a place where I wouldn't expect it, there is some Mullin. And here it is. And so it does look kind of similar to lamb's ear. For those of you who know lamb's ear, it is often confused with lamb's ear, but it is not. And one of the reasons is because it grows in that basal rosette that we were just talking about. And it grows kind of in a circle or a spiral and has those super duper fuzzy leaves on there. And it's not picky about the kind of soil that it grows in. It actually tends to grow in pretty poor soil, but this is a little bit richer down here near the river. Right here we have a pretty invasive shrub. This is multiflora rose, or its Latin name is Rosa multiflora. Imagine that. And the reason why I can tell that it's that species is because if we look closely, those reddish parts right in here, those are little stipules. So can you see that little frilly part? Let me see if I can get you a close-up. So see how it's frilly right there and kind of sticking out? That's called a stipule. So it has a frilly stipule. It has a compound leaf, so a pinnately compound leaf, and it has recurved thorns. So if we can find some thorns, here, let's take a look. We can see that they curve down. If you're holding the branch upright, they curve down towards the bottom of the plant, so they're recurved. So the combination of the recurved thorns and the frilly stipule tells me it's that species, and they will get rose hips with lots of vitamin C in them, and the seeds have vitamin E. And so I like to throw them into my elderberry syrup for some extra antioxidants, or just throw them in my mouth and eat them, or dry them for tea. And it is delicious. Right here we have my good friend bee balm. This one is the one that gets the red flower, Monarda didyma, although some people use the same common or English name for both or interchange them. The other one being Monarda fistulosa, which gets the purple flowers, which some people call wild bergamot. But this one, you can tell it has kind of a reddish tinge to it, definitely in the mint family. It has a square stem and opposite leaves, and it will get a beautiful red flower later on that has tubular petals that are awesome for the hummingbirds, and a fabulous medicine as well. So I can tell that this plant is poison hemlock, and it has those very divided leaves of a carrot family plant. It also has a very particular smell to it, and I can't really describe it. It's kind of stinky, but you know after you smell it enough. And then you'll also notice, I'm trying not to touch it, but it has these sheathed nodes. So at the joint of the plant, the petiole, so the stem of the leaf, wraps around the stem of the plant. Can you see that? And it's kind of swollen a little bit, but also that stem is spotted, and that's what the name of this plant means, Conium maculatum, and maculatum means spotted. There it is, zoomed out.